Hello everyone, my name is Virginia Hutchenspsyc255 and I'm working on getting my bachelor's degree in social work at Liberty. After I complete this program, my plan is to continue with school for my master's at Liberty. My goal is to work on policy changes that improve services for vulnerable populations. Right now, I work with clients who have severe and persistent mental illness and substance use disorder. I find this work very rewarding, and it has inspired my research interest that can make a real difference in people's lives. Research topic in question. One of my biggest areas of interest is harm reduction programs like needle exchanges and Narcan being made available to those suffering from addiction to see if they do actually help improve the outcomes for people with substance use disorder. A possible research question that I came up with would be, how do needle exchange programs and Narcan distribution impact overdose rate and community health outcomes with individuals with substance use disorder? This question would help me to explore both how well these programs work and the real-world impact of these programs. Related journal articles and background information. In my Module 2 essay, I reviewed 2 articles. Compo 2017 examined current practices in child forensic interviewing, including training tools and preparation techniques. Fuller 2020 discussed innovations in forensic interviewing for sexual victimization cases. While these articles are focused on forensic interviewing rather than harm reduction, they are connected to my interest in working with specific populations, especially children. They also place the importance of evidence-based practices, which are necessary when looking at any public health program. In a separate area of interest, I have also been curious about children's screen time and its effects on development, which relates to how social work often intersects with public health and family dynamics. These articles provide background by showing how structured, research-based interventions can lead to better outcomes, whether that is in child protection or substance use services. Compo 2017 and Fuller 2020. Preferred research method. For the topic I've chosen, I would use qualitative research. This type of research focuses on seeing how people think and feel, just beyond numbers. I can interview clients who are in harm reduction programs and ask about their thoughts on how these services make them feel about their safety and care. Qualitative research would let me see their personal stories, ideas, and opinions, which are important when advocating for policy change. Strengths and limitations of the method. A capability of qualitative research is that it provides detailed information that can provide insights that numbers alone might miss. Crawford 2023. It also allows for flexibility, so the study can adapt to new themes and come out during the process. A restriction is that qualitative data can be more difficult to understand and analyze because it is not just numbers and graphs. It can also be more subjective, depending on the researcher's views and thoughts. Impact on reliability and validity. In research, reliability discusses the consistency of the data, while validity refers to whether the research measures what it claims to measure. Crawford 2023. The great thing about qualitative research is that it gives us deep, emotionally packed stories that can improve validity by ensuring the data truly reflects participants' lived experience. But because how the results can be seen to vary, reliability may be lower compared to standardized surveys or experiments. Data collection challenges and analysis. If I were conducting this study, I would collect data through interviews with program participants, service providers, and possibly community members. Challenges might include difficulty finding willing participants due to the stigma around substance use and having honest responses. Since some people might fear judgment, for analysis, I would use thematic analysis, which involves identifying common themes and patterns in interview responses. This approach fits qualitative research because it helps to show us deeper meaning in a participant's words. In my summary, my research question is, how do needle exchange programs and Narcan distribution impact overdose rates and community health outcomes among individuals with substance use disorders? I believe qualitative research is the best method to explore this question because it allows me to understand the human side of harm reduction efforts. While this method has limitations in terms of reliability, it offers strong validity and deeper insights. If I were to conduct this study, I would use interviews and thematic analysis to explore the experience and thoughts of those directly involved in these programs. And hang on. My research question is, how do needle exchange programs and Narcan distribution affect overdose rates and community health for people with substance use disorder? I chose qualitative research because it lets me hear people's real stories and their true experiences, not just looking at numbers. This way, I can understand how these programs actually impact people's lives. I know there could be some challenges, especially, if I were to do it because of my lived experiences as a recovering addict. It might be hard for me to find people willing to talk because of the stigma around drug use. Also, it can be tricky to keep my own opinions from shaping how I understand their answers. That would be my one big concern. And it's not as easy to measure consistency like with surveys. Still, I think qualitative research is worth it. It gives deep, honest insights that can help create better policies and programs that really work for the people who truly need them the most. Thank you. It has been a pleasure taking this class. I have learned so much. Thank you again.